Hi everyone, it's Augustus. I want to talk about two things today. I'm gonna talk about one at a time. First, I want to talk about holidays. It, it's not just one or two holidays. It's pretty much every holiday. Uh, I don't really celebrate holidays. I'm not. It doesn't have anything to do with religion. It doesn't have anything to do with politics. It's not in my biological encoding to really be um, to be celebrating holidays. I used to when I was younger, but things have happened and it really ruined a lot of holidays for me. And closer the holidays get, it's really a bad time for me. And I don't really appreciate it when people sit there and they'll like wish you Merry Christmas or Happy Thanksgiving or Happy Halloween or anything of that sort. It doesn't really appeal to me. I mean, they might have happy memories, but that doesn't mean I do, and that doesn't mean I want to share them, and that doesn't mean I want to talk about it or see it, especially on my social media, like my Facebook page or whatever. I really don't want to see that kind of stuff anymore, and I just I find it very disrespectful, and I don't want to come off as being like a complete douche, but if other people want to celebrate holidays, that's fine. They can, but I I really don't want to celebrate holidays anymore. That's just me. Uh, I don't really have a great time. And I mean, you don't see my room decorated in Christmas lights or anything of that sort. So that's just me. I'm sorry. That was the first thing. The second thing I want to discuss is well, it's more of a rant. The city I live in, Hanford, it's in California. It used to be a real small city when I first moved here. I moved here at the age of 3, so of course I don't remember a lot. And then by the time I was 5 years old, I had to have heart surgery. So for about my first 2 years of my life, I, well, not really the first 2 years. The first 5 years of my life, I blacked out a lot. And I mean, I was just a kid anyway, so I mean, it wasn't really that important. But anyway, as I got older, I just noticed that the city changed, the people changed, and it's still changing. And it's like now that I've been an adult for quite a while. It's like I look around and I look at other adults and I look at the kids, and compared to who was living here when I grew up, and compared to when I say here, I mean within Hanford and Kings County or whatever. I just, the people aren't generally nice, especially the elderly folk. They're very overly judging, they're very snarling, and it's like they're in their own little cult. I mean, it's almost like our city has a Masonic temple. And I have always found that building to be very creepy. I, it's it's really hard to explain what it is, but I mean, you can look it up and find all sorts of videos on what it is, and it has to do with the Freemasons. And a lot of times I look at those buildings and I see symbols on them, and I know what they mean. Other people don't. And you know what? They need to become educated because there's a lot more to it. But a lot of times I feel like they're the real ones that are controlling the city. It's not the city council. It's not the law enforcement. I just look around and it's like I wonder, are they the real masters? I mean, maybe it's the Illuminati. You know, I don't like it when people say, "Oh, Illuminati, stop smoking crack." They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know anything about the world. Hate to break it to you, but Illuminati, hmm, well, there's so many things I can say about that, and I think for the most part, I don't really, huh, I don't really want to get too much into it, but anyway, back to what I was saying. I just don't agree with how the city of Hanford has changed, how the people used to treat me, they treat me like I'm some sort of monster. I mean, in my previous videos, I have talked about blacklists, I've talked about the economy, I've talked about jobs, I've talked about all sorts of things, and I, as an individual, have never touched drugs as far as actually doing them. I have had run-ins with the law. I have had encounters with, as far as physically holding drugs. And it's not something I should be admitting, but I am. And I was a minor. That was when I was a juvenile. I don't do that anymore. But as far as crack, I've never touched it, ever. And I never will. So, for anyone who thinks that, maybe they're the ones that are on crack. And they have something to hide. I mean, who in the right mind defends the Illuminati? Or tries to deny it? Get off the crack. You know who you are. Anyway. Back to the city of Hanford. I don't approve of how the law runs the city and how the city tells the law how to enforce it and the ordinances, and there's a lot of things I don't approve of. And for me to go to these city council meetings and disapprove of everything they say, they don't listen to me. I'm just one person. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many people there are. I, you know, I seem like no, it just seems like no matter how hard I try to make changes, there's always at least 20 to 25 people. Like, for every one person that disagrees, it always seems like there's 25 to 100 people that agree with the change. And it seems like they're doing it deliberately to influence, control, and manipulation. And then they laugh, they point, they go, ha ha, we trolled you, or ha ha, this law got passed, or ha ha, look, we can smoke weed now, or we can carry guns, and and we can be our little stupid gangbangers or whatever. And it's like, those people don't realize that it's all connected. It's all part of the triangle. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not a good thing. Wake up, because you're being manipulated. But if you want to continue to live in the city and be that way, be my guest. Go for it. You don't want to believe me because I'm just one person? Fine. I don't care. I don't. Because when you have that electrical collar wrapped around your neck and they're shocking you, because that's the next step up from tasers. Hate to break it to you. I mean, the electrical collar will have needles going right into your neck and your central nervous system, and then zzz, 10 million volts and you're dead. That's it. Gotta push a button. Maybe, and they may not even have to be in front of you. They can do it remotely. But, I'm not going to argue with people. I mean, they're going to develop their own ideas, their own opinions, and it's sick. But, there's nothing I can do about it. And, if that's the way the rest of the world wants to be, fine. You know, at least I've had my say, and, you know, despite what others believe, the law believes, and legislators, and whoever else out there, that's our problem, not mine. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna control what other people say and do, and honestly, I'm not gonna allow them to control me in what I say and what I do. If they don't like it, they don't have to watch my videos. They don't have to. I would encourage them to, and I'd encourage them to subscribe, and I would encourage them to just, you know, become educated at least. But even then, education comes with a price, and that's connected. And, well, I don't want to go on for too much longer, but things change, and sometimes they change for a reason, sometimes they don't, and whether you want them to or not, it's going to happen. It's all connected, and you just gotta accept it for what it is. So, I, you know, like I said, I encourage people to subscribe to my videos and watch them, and maybe at some point, in the future, I'll even have live hangouts, and people can join and talk to me on Google Hangout. I mean, if that's really what they want. But I mean, that's really all I have to say about that. On another note, I will be I will be I have a neighbor and they have kids and they slam on the wall. I don't think you can hear that, but if you can, that's why. Um, I am going to be having a playlist that has uh, Q&A videos on it. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message in my inbox or leave a comment or send me a message on Facebook, and I'll get to you when I can. But till then, thanks for watching my videos.